reality check, Gen X versus Gen Z. My name is Jenny.
And I'm Nicole.
And today we are giving our reality check on Sister Wives Season 19, Episode 2. So we're giving our generational takes today. We're a mother-daughter duo, and we're just having so much fun doing this.
We really are. And I'd like to start off talking about Gen X versus Gen Z. My notes. Jenny's notes.
Yeah, I know, it's so funny.
That was funny. She was like, oh, there we go. Gen X versus Gen Z. Here we are.
Yeah.
So let's just dive right in. This time we have no idea what we're talking about. So I think what we should do is just take turns talking about things that really.
Okay, let's do it.
It's most likely irritated us this week. Because I am telling you, there is a lot.
Oh, I was rolling my eyes.
Like one, two,
oh my gosh.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages in my little notebook of oh my gosh moments this week. So anyway, you go first.
I was gonna say you start. You have 8 pages, but okay. So my first note that I took is Christine. So in the very beginning of the episode, she was saying, "I don't want to overstep with Janelle and asking about what they're gonna do."
Funny. Christine, I do not want to overstep, and I put haha.
But literally, Janelle's like, I'm gonna move in with Maddie and Caleb, but she doesn't want to say anything. So I didn't mean to interrupt you. You go ahead and tell me what you were gonna say.
No, it's hilarious because I had the same thing. And I think we've all been in situations like that where we can see clear dysfunction in different areas of it's always in someone else's life. And it's really hard to not overstep and to say something. And so I'm like, I do. And then she did say, I do want to overstep. Like,
that was so funny.
I died.
She goes, I don't want to overstep, but I do want to overstep. And I'm like, that is the most relatable thing I have ever. I mean, that's why we're doing this podcast. It's like, no, it's not our business, but also it is. We'll make it our business.
Oh, for sure. So, we will, for sure.
So funny.
So yeah, that was I don't want to overstep. I do want to overstep. Like I get it because it's the dysfunction of the whole situation. So
I love it. Yeah.
Anyway.
That's funny. We had the same note. But I do hope she moves in with Maddie and Caleb. And we know now.
We know now. But
yeah,
it's all gonna work out for Janelle in the end. Like she'll have her happy ending.
Okay, what's your next note?
So my next note, this is where I am going to get livid. Like you're going to see me. I wrote down an entire quote. Cody says, Janelle asks me about the property all the time, but I don't trust her anymore, so I don't give her any information. We will pay off the property when the time comes, but I'm not giving you any details about what I'm doing or whatever, because I'm tired of disclosing information that goes through the gossip mill of our broken family. Jenny.
There's a lot to unpack there.
Yes.
Yeah.
First of all, her name is on that property.
Yeah.
Am I right? Like, I believe her name is on that property.
Yeah.
And she has every right to know the information. My guess, though, is this. Cody has had control in his mind for decades.
Yeah.
Now, all of a sudden, he has no control. And he has found one thing that his little narcissistic, pea-brained mind can control.
Yeah.
And it's this.
I had the same exact thought. And I was extremely frustrated too, because he's saying the stuff like Janelle hasn't contributed financially to anything. And I'm like, imagine Cody pouring this money into all of Cody's different projects and different things to support the family, and then having to just be withheld information that is rightfully his. Like he would not handle it well.
Be okay.
And so I was so proud of Janelle when she's like, I think I need to lawyer up. And it's like, yeah, you do. He hasn't given you a choice because he is taking this, like you said, to control. And you need to take action. You need to take your control back and do what's necessary.
And again, that's the narcissistic mind.
Yeah.
I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you.
Oh, I just want to strangle him.
But it was hilarious how right after Janelle says, what's he talking about? The gossip mill. He leaks like a sis. And she even
She's so done.
He has told me stuff about other relationships with wives, which isn't okay. Like she recognizes it. It's funny. I feel like the best thing that's ever happened to Sister Wives is these other wives have left.
Yeah.
Because I think we are going to get lots of really interesting information that they have really they protected Cody.
Of course
they protected him for the last 18 seasons.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden they're done protecting him.
Yeah.
I love it.
They should be. That makes me so. Another thing I wanted to talk about with Cody and Janelle is Janelle commenting on Cody buying assets like the trailers and the art and whatever that's hung up in their house. And she's so mature, like, oh, I don't want to like tell them what to do with their money, but it affects her and it affects her life.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what assets? Like, are you kidding? No, he wants to decorate his house. He wants a trailer. He wants his toys. And he's telling Janelle these are assets. And it's like, but it's not going to benefit you. I mean, yes, they're assets, right? But like, it doesn't benefit anybody except for him and Robin. And so it's
Yes.
stupid that he's hanging that over her head. Like, you're welcome. I'm doing all these things.
Well, and the other thing that goes with that, Jenny, is the whole Robin. What has Robin contributed financially?
Yeah.
What has she done anything? She did Sister Wives Closet for a short time, but these other
Yeah.
women,
That didn't benefit
they
her
are
financially.
leaving that marriage, and they addressed this in the episode. They are leaving that marriage with not one other asset other than Coyote Pass, which Cody is holding over their heads.
Yeah.
And he's divvying it out into those unequal portions. Like I saw another blogger or podcaster this week talk about the property, and it was Mary has 2, Janelle has 4, Robin and Cody have 7 or 8 acres.
Yeah. The way it was broken up
The
on
way it
this
was broken up.
episode, I was like, this is so
Yeah.
unfair.
And he's like, and I'm sure he's going to justify it all with Mary's fine. She has the house in Parowan that she did all by herself because the family would not help her.
Yeah.
They would not help her.
Yeah.
So that needs to be completely removed. I'm going to be with this whole Christine thing with them being sued. I cannot wait to see the finances that come out of what Cody has hidden from and taken from these women. Like,
Ooh.
I just feel like it's all coming
That's gonna
down.
be
His
so
little
good.
house of cards is falling down.
So tell me what you're talking about when you say he's being sued.
So Christine, it just recently it came out that she got an attorney, and it looks like, so don't quote me on it because I don't have any notes on it. I'm just remembering this from other things I've seen.
Okay.
So she is suing him for paternity. So she's making him get a paternity test, which indicates that she is going for child support and back child support. And
Awesome.
as she should.
Yeah.
My guess, he has done nothing to support Truly.
That's my guess
Nothing.
too. Good for her. I had no
So,
idea that was going on.
yeah, so that is happening right now. So I
Good for Christine.
feel
I hope it
like
works out.
Janelle even saying, I'm gonna lawyer up. Maybe there's more that we don't. I think there's so much
I'm
that we do
sure.
not know.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see with this whole Christine thing, if what his finances are. I feel like the finances are gonna come out and we're gonna see a lot more, and I'm here for it. I'm all.
Oh, we're gonna eat that up. We are going to eat that up. Good. Oh my gosh, I had no idea that was happening. That
Yeah.
makes me really happy. And I mean,
Yes.
poor Truly, she deserves support.
Bless her
She's so
heart.
innocent.
Like, she's a kid,
Just a kid.
and it's like I just cannot comprehend walking away from your kids.
Mm-mm.
I cannot. And he did it to every child except for Robin's.
Yeah.
5.
I mean, we just talked about that today at family dinner. Like, I cannot imagine watching my kids grow up and experience life and the world and me being okay not being there. I
Yeah.
cannot fathom that.
Mm-mm.
And it's crazy that he's so willingly done that with so many of his children.
Oh yeah.
It's like there's just clearly something wrong in his head. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
There we
anyway,
go. Your turn, sis.
when Maddie was talking about, because we got more from Madison last episode, we were really frustrated and we were saying, well, maybe Madison has asked that Cody doesn't speak about her. And I don't think that was true after watching this episode, because Madison came out and said, I don't want Cody in my life and around my kids till he can be reliable and consistent.
Oh.
And so that broke my heart a little bit, but I'm like, good for Maddie for being a good mom and protecting her children and herself.
Mhm.
And it just kind of gave us a glimpse too into how they were feeling and the looks that Maddie would give Janelle when Janelle would talk about Cody. I don't know if you noticed, but she's like she just like doesn't have
Mhm.
any faith in him. I think she even rolled her eyes one time when Janelle was talking about him.
Yes.
You can just see the frustration and hear the frustration in her
Mhm.
voice surrounding Cody.
Yeah, he is, and we can see it, like, as these past several seasons have gone through, he's unhinged.
Yeah.
He is a hot mess, like, a hot mess. I'm gonna take the hot
He is simply
a mess. He is not a hot mess, like, we're hot messes.
Yeah, we
He is
are.
not a hot mess.
No, we're serious.
Yeah, he's a mess, like,
Yeah.
and unhinged, and he says, I mean, we've talked about this before, just the crazy crap he says, the kidneys.
So out of
I'm
pocket.
like, Cody, do you know there's a, and if YouTube will let us post us, we'll add in there's an episode, there's Toy Story, there's a scene where Buzz is being rescued by Woody from Sid's house, and he's like, all the sacrifices I've made, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So If we can fit that in here, we will.
Years of academy training wasted.
I wonder if Cody had watched Toy Story.
He's taking notes. He was like, slay.
That is good. That was
Because
good.
that's some good TV.
But unhinged is the only word I can use for Cody
No,
right now. So
literally.
100%.
Okay,
Is it my turn?
your turn.
Even though I feel like I did most of the talking on that
No, you
one.
didn't.
I didn't. Okay. All right. So Robin, another note I have is that Robin said, I'd be great neighbors with Mary, Janelle, or even Christine. I still have hopes for Mary and Cody and Janelle and Cody.
Oh my gosh.
And Cody, like immediately, like they next scene, and Cody is like, yeah, never will that happen. Like, so as crazy as Cody is, as unhinged as Cody is, at least he's more in touch with reality. And this is going to be rude, Jenny. I'm going to say it anyway. We might cut it. Is Robin just really that dumb?
She is delusional.
Or is she that manipulative?
Oh, that's a good question. I think both. I don't know. She is literally delusional. She might be an evil genius.
Well, it's not
I'm-
genius, but it's like
It's
evil.
yeah.
Evil. We've done the hot mess, evil genius. No,
No, we're not giving them that, are we?
You're not giving them hot or genius.
You've got a good point. Yeah, I was like, evil mastermind, same thing. No, but I'm like, I don't know, but I genuinely think she's delusional. And I mean, I look at her interviews, I'm like, there's no way she can genuinely believe that there is a chance for him. Cody does not want a chance with either of those women again.
No.
He doesn't want a chance. And so it's crazy to me that Robin is sitting there. I think there's a chance. Are you going to be okay? Please go seek help. There's no way. Like,
No.
it's so insane to me that she's thinking this. And she said multiple times in this episode, there might be a chance for Janelle. And meanwhile, Janelle's out looking at land with Madison. There's no chance.
There's no chance. And can you even imagine, oh, Cody and David next door, can we go borrow some eggs from Cody or David and Christine?
Craziness.
It's nuts.
Well, and I think like Christine was telling Janelle, you need to have a closure conversation with Cody. And Janelle's annoyed, like, no, I don't. Like we've worked it out, we've talked. And that's where I'm like, Janelle needs to have a closure conversation with Robin.
Yes.
And say, listen,
girl.
there's no chance. I don't want it to work.
No.
I mean, Janelle has said she could be open to plural marriage again, but whatever. She just likes her independence and whatever.
I don't think it has anything to do with plural marriage, but I heard, like, who would be good for Janelle? In another podcast, I heard him talk this week about, I think it was Senior Perspectives that said it.
We'll have to tag them.
Yeah, super cute gal. I love her.
Yeah.
But she talked about who would be good for Janelle. And they were like, a guy in a retired, military guy who's a pilot now and he travels a lot and gives her free flights. I was
Yeah.
like, yes, amen,
Yes.
sister. Like,
she needs someone that's going to give her independence and just treat her well.
yes. Not another polygamist though.
No, I don't think she knows what she needs.
No.
I think she just
I
she
think
creates
fans know than she.
we know.
We know,
We know Janelle. Come to us. But she needs someone that's going to allow her to have her farm. I was joking with my husband this week because I was like, Janelle was talking about wanting to like the farm life, but like not like a legit farm, just maybe like a couple animals, maybe a greenhouse. And I was like, that's kind of what I want, but like just maybe a couple animals. But I also want to live 4 minutes away from Walmart.
Yeah.
But I like maybe a horse. Maybe, I just like related to Janelle. She's like nothing big, just like a couple things here and there.
No, they literally in North Carolina just started a business. I think it's called Tata Farms.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, it's like a flower farm, I think, which
Yes.
I love it.
I love that. I feel like Janelle's gonna thrive.
She is.
I really
know, and she gets to use her grandbabies, which is the best. Yeah, and Madison and Caleb are so sweet.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
They're awesome. So is it my turn?
Yeah, your turn.
All right. The other, again, going back on the finances, and I can't wait for those financials to come out, but Janelle made a point this episode that says that Robin's house was supposed to be an asset for the whole family. Back when they bought that house, Janelle said to Cody, like, we need to, if it's an asset for the whole family, we need everybody's names on that house. And Cody said no. And Janelle still gave them the money because they used the money from the sale of their homes in Vegas to get this asset for the family. And Janelle just trusted because it's what they had always done. What I believe is this has always been done, where when Mary was in charge, things were fair. When Janelle, in her mind, everything was going to stay fair.
Yeah.
Boy, did that backfire.
That
It just,
sucks.
and with that, Janelle said that because they talked about on this last episode about maybe buying that land, and Janelle said, I will make sure that Mary gets her share.
And I loved that.
I love Janelle more
Yeah.
than I ever have because of that. Like,
Yeah. Because I
That's
mean,
fair.
they talked about how they, like Mary and Janelle and Christine, don't speak with Mary and they don't really have a relationship anymore. But Janelle is still able to say, this has been so unfair
mhm.
and she's going to get her share. And I love that. Because I mean, Janelle knows what it feels like to be screwed over. It's not a good
Mhm.
feeling.
No, it sure
And
isn't.
so
Nope.
I love that too.
Okay, your turn.
Cody says, I am so angry about the way I've been treated. I'm not willing to take blame for things my wife or ex-wife did. I don't know if you found that appalling.
Yes, I did. I did.
The way he's been treated, he has taken so much offense in the way he's been treated, not what he's been doing. And then Mary in her confessional says, so Cody, just to give you some preface of what I'm talking about, Cody is really frustrated about Janelle being, I don't know, like not super good at communicating. And he's just going on and whatever. He's frustrated about the way the kids are treating him and feel about him and the wives. And then it goes to Mary's confessional and she's just cracking up. And she's like, I think this is so funny because this is exactly what Cody did to me. He didn't
Yes.
communicate. He just slowly pushed me out. He wouldn't speak to me
Mhm.
and almost like literally just forced her out without saying, hey, we're breaking up. We're done here. And I love that for Mary that she was able to find the humor in that and be like, hey, that's karma. And she said that. She goes, karma's a bitch. Like, and I thought that was so fun. I was like, it is. And I'm so glad
Yeah.
that Cody's experiencing that.
Amen. Yeah. Like it has this inability to take accountability for anything.
Yeah.
Anything. And he won't. He
No.
won't. He won't do it. It doesn't matter. It's that, it even goes with Robin made the comment, I guess with the kids and the lack of communication with Maddie and Cody. And she was like, I guess it's a two-way street.
She made a comment last episode. She made a comment this episode.
She
I'm
was
like,
enabling Cody
oh
and
my
his
gosh.
insanity. Like they are toxic for each other.
Yeah.
I really believe that. Like he's
I
toxic
totally
for
agree.
her. She's toxic for him because she feeds that narcissism.
Oh, and they need to check each other. They need to say, you sound crazy. I doubt they go back and watch these episodes and these confessionals because you would think that they would be like, okay, let's have a chat about how
Mhm.
insane we both look and let's try to be better. But they don't.
They don't.
Oh, it
They
makes me
don't. It's
crazy.
something else. It really is.
I
It's a fascinating thing. And what's funny about it, like I don't know if you've seen the scene episodes. It was back when Maddie and Caleb were moving. And it was as they were leaving and they were in the driveway saying bye. And Cody goes up and gives Caleb a hug.
Yeah.
And just so dramatic, like, and just hugs him and cries.
He was
And
in love
like,
with Caleb.
he was in love with Caleb. And
So
I am
good.
like, I think Cody, in his heart of hearts, really thinks he walks on water.
Absolutely.
And that everyone else,
Absolutely.
so I love too that they were talking about how the kids were frustrated before Christine left. The kids
Yeah.
they noticed. Okay, this brings me to something else. I'm talking too much.
No,
but
you're
there's
not.
a lot going on in my head.
Yeah, no, that's right. Keep talking.
Back in several episodes, so this is going back to where the kids were frustrated before Christine left. And several seasons ago, they started talking about how back in Vegas, the kids recognized that Cody was at Robin's house a lot. And the excuse they made was Cody's office was in Robin's house. The office was there. Okay, here's where I want to challenge that. You and I do these episodes in the evenings after 8 o'clock. And why?
I have children.
You have children.
Yeah.
Robin had children. She had children, little kids at home.
She had a baby.
They were all young.
Yeah.
Cody's office is at home. Mary lives literally next door. No children living at home. If at least Leon was probably at home at that time, maybe.
Yeah.
But Leon was still living with Mary, maybe. Maybe they'd gone off to college. I don't know for sure. But anyway, so my excuse is, well, my office is at Robin. Why wasn't it at Mary's?
Because he didn't like Mary. He didn't want to be at Mary's house. That's why.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. Like,
Yeah.
just the excuses, and I can totally imagine the conversations these kids having with their moms, like, leave dad, you deserve better.
Yes.
Like, this is insane to me. I am sure those conversations were being had, and I'm sure the kids were talking with each other like, mom deserves better. Why is she sticking around? Like, it's so frustrating. And kids aren't stupid, especially when they were at this age. They were all like graduating high school, going to college.
Mhm.
They're not dumb.
No.
And just so sad.
It is so sad. And
Yeah.
it's what's frustrating is Cody is blaming the wives for talking trash on him.
Yeah.
They're not talking trash on you, Cody. They're living their lives. Their kids are recognizing in Vegas that, yeah, Monday is mom's night, Tuesday is Janelle's night, Wednesday is Robin's night, Thursday is back at Robin's because he's not going to Mary's. And Monday through Wednesday, Cody's also at Robin's all day long. And also on my mom's day, Cody has to go over to Robin's
600 times to get his freaking socks or whatever he forgot. You know what I mean?
So
Yeah.
it's like their kids are smart. They do have very bright children.
Yeah.
They did not get that from Cody. Like,
Well, speaking of Cody being dumb, can we talk about the patriarchy conversation? When he addressed it and he goes, well, he says, that conversation, I said it out of hurt and feeling like a failure. So he sits his wife down and says, we're bringing patriarchy back. And that was out of hurt and feeling like a failure. That if that's the way you handle it, then you're obviously pretty used to getting your way because you've never been disappointed in your freaking life and know how to handle it like a real adult.
with that, whenever he talks, like, do you remember? You remember that episode? I'm bringing patriarchy back. He gets this voice, like
Yeah.
high and mighty, like we're gonna bring patriarchy back.
Like, we
Like,
will all obey.
yeah, it's this weird, like,
It's kind of creepy.
it is. I don't know how to
Yeah.
describe it, but it's super annoying.
Well, and all the wives in that conversation are like, okay, like, what do you mean? You know, like, that's so weird, but they don't feel like their life was ran by patriarchy. And then Cody, it's not all of a sudden, and Cody's scrambling and
Yeah.
freaking out and getting mean. And it's like, actually, it was.
It really was patriarchy. It was you did whatever you wanted with whoever you wanted, whenever you wanted.
Yep.
And all of a sudden it backfired. And
Yeah.
now, wait, I'm bringing patriarchy back to where you can't complain about me doing whatever I want, whenever I want, with whoever I want.
Yeah.
Like,
Disgusting.
he's a,
I want to punch him in the face.
this episode was so good on so many levels because so much came out.
Yeah, we got a lot of info.
We got a lot of really good information
Yeah.
that we've just been assuming for so long, and all of a sudden it was laid out for us. And it was wonderful.
That's what we thought.
That's exactly what we thought. On a lighter note, I loved Peyton. I do like Peyton. I have a special place in my heart for Peyton.
Me too. I love that guy.
Announcing to the family that he's a bouncer. I'm like, you're so freaking cute.
How supportive everyone is.
Everyone
Everyone's like,
just loves him.
yeah,
and
Kristen's like, this isn't the
love
Utah
it.
I grew up in, but I'm gonna, you know, my kids are gonna do what they're gonna do. And it's like, they are.
I love it. I
He
love
was
it.
so cute. He's just at family dinner. They're all, what are you up to? He goes, it's like almost like he's coming out. He goes, well, guys, let me tell you this story about how I went to this bar. And then I got a job. It's just so funny.
Yeah,
He's
just-
cute.
I've always liked Peyton though.
Yeah.
I've always liked their kids
I
in general. I mean, there have been
yeah.
a few situations where I'm like, I don't love you as much right now, but a lot of it was just teenage stuff.
They're growing up. They're
They're
gonna have their
growing up
moments.
being
Yeah.
teenagers, you know, and
I
but as
agree.
adults, like as those kids have grown up, I'm like, I wish we knew more about those kids because they're great. They,
Yeah.
if nothing else, Cody not being in the picture was great because those kids have turned out. Maybe they wouldn't have been as great if Cody was there every day.
You never know. You're right.
I don't know.
I think they're just good.
They had
like,
to take care of
I
each
mean-
other. They had their moms.
Yeah.
They had to support each other because they sure as heck didn't have their dad.
Yeah.
And they just turned into really
They all
lovely
seem to be good
humans.
friends. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah. I think too, what's interesting to me, so Janelle was not raised in the fundamentalist faith. She was raised a member of the LDS faith. And she's still a believer. She married Cody. She went to this faith, she actually married Mary's brother first.
Right.
There's a lot not very clear. Like, I don't think they're saying a lot. Cody, however, calls it his former faith. And I found that interesting because he says, in our faith, I'm not allowed to leave my wives. They're allowed to leave me, but I'm not allowed to leave them. He hasn't been a member of that faith for years.
Yeah.
So I was super confused by that. And I'm anxious to have more come out because he's no longer a believer. And yet he still was like, I can't let go. And I think that was his justification.
Yeah.
It was the faith for not letting Mary go because I'm not allowed to leave.
Yeah.
But he wasn't a member of the faith. He was allowed to leave.
Yeah.
And he did leave. He might not have like said the words. He was emotionally and physically out of Mary's life. And any excuse he puts back on the faith, but a faith he doesn't believe.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of a fascinating, like, I look into that and I just think,
Kind of uses that as a cover almost. And it's like,
Mhm.
I do believe it's to cover his butt and, make him not look as bad. But if I am wrong, it is really interesting what he's choosing to hold on to in his faith and what he's choosing to let go of.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just kind of like, oh, well, what benefits me, which I think is really common in a lot of religions. Like, I'm going to take what benefits me and leave what doesn't. And I don't know, it's just faith is a fascinating topic in itself. And then Cody using it as an excuse or
Yeah.
whatever. I'd be really curious to know what's actually going on in his mind and his belief system.
Yeah.
It's really crazy.
Because it's, to me, that was a full on excuse. Like,
Yeah,
that
that's
was
what
an
I would
excuse.
believe too.
And with Mary, she was requesting a release. So they don't call it a divorce. We talked about this a little bit last week. She's requesting a release from their church leaders. And Cody, in his response, I just need her to go away.
Yeah, rude. He's so rude. The second half of this episode, it was like a lot of Cody, and he was so mean. I was like, Kate, do you remember that she is a human being? I am so sorry. She has feelings.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you say she wasn't the right person and maybe like he never loved her or whatever, but you loved her at one point. You married her, you stayed with her all these years, you had a daughter with her. Like he was so mean to Mary.
He was so
pissed.
horrible. He was so horrible. And using religion as an excuse to treat someone poorly. Like, I couldn't leave her. And it's like, so does your religion teach you to be a horrible human to her instead?
Yeah.
Like,
What would Jesus do?
what would Jesus do, Jenny? Not that.
Not that. He would be nice. Yeah.
He would be nice.
It's so crazy. Okay.
Anyway, oh my gosh. It's one thing too, and this is where I'm always heartbroken is when you bring the kids in. And Robin's kids, there was a comment about from Brianna that the parents could have done a better job connecting us as a family. There was effort to connect them as a family. Like, we don't see obviously the day-to-day, but we saw plenty of things that went on that they tried to connect these kids as a family. Where some of the kids mean sometimes, yes, but we full on watched, I think it was Peyton and Hunter getting a fist fight.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, they were kids and they were siblings and they fought.
Yeah. And
Robin's kids, I feel like Robin has trained her kids just a little bit to feel that victimness. Is that the right word?
I don't know, but I know what you're saying. And in previous seasons, the other kids have been frustrated with Robin's kids that we've seen because they're so sensitive about things. Like they were easily offended and whatever. And it's like, well, or they would make comments about them like being babied.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that's frustrating for these other kids who were like just kind of roughing it out up there and teasing each other and getting in fights, but then you make up because that's what you do when you're siblings. And these, like, if you can't hang, you can't hang, And so it's not, I don't think it was a lack of effort with the other siblings. I think it maybe was a conflict in personalities and parenting where it just they didn't blend well, no matter how hard their efforts were, because they tried. Christine said, we tried. We invited them to everything. We did what we could. And they still feel left out. And it's like, well, I do think it's hard to blend families. The kids were older.
In the best situation, it's hard.
I think that's so challenging. I do think they did the best that they could.
Yeah, for sure.
And
I'll just add in there that little piece that they tried. Christine was heartbroken that Robin wouldn't let her watch her kids. Robin got a nanny.
What does
the nanny do? Because Christine wanted those kids.
Yeah.
Christine wanted to be involved in their lives. She wanted to form and develop a bond with them and a relationship with them. Janelle's very like,
she's like that though.
She's just like that. I think that she was that way with all of the kids.
I think so too. And they love her. I don't think they didn't ever feel unloved. It's just the way her personality is.
Just her personality. It's like your brother Hunter, like, right? Like,
yeah.
It's just very, all good. It's all good, But anyway, I think that was. Anyway, those are my notes. Do you have anything else?
Okay, the one thing I wanted to end on was Cody. He says, quote, Quote, I wasn't ever going to leave them, no matter how much I didn't love them. They made choices that separated us. So again, he doesn't take any responsibility. He says they made choices
He didn't
that
make
separated
choices.
us. No,
Yeah.
he did not favor Robin and Robin's kids. No, 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 no,
No.
no. He wasn't unfair with money, and he wasn't mean. They made those choices that
Ugh.
separated them. And I mean, okay, yeah, maybe they are the ones that Christine, maybe she was the one that said, Kate, I'm not doing this anymore. She tried to work it out. She did what she could. They did not just make those choices to separate you guys.
No.
You were mean and unfair. So anyway, that was
Oh.
my last note because I was pissed. I was like,
Yeah.
no matter how much I didn't love them, I wasn't going to leave them. Evil. That is so cruel to do to a person.
He's just,
He
oh,
is
you
so
guys.
bad. And so anyway, I just wanted to end with that, and just I would like to end this by saying I hate Cody. What about you?
I'm not a Cody fan.
Yeah.
And it's sad because I'm like, he's a human too, but the thing with narcissists is they don't change.
It's so frustrating.
They won't do it. They do not see it. And so it's like the only thing we can do is hate him, right? Like,
That's all we
because
can
he's
do.
not going to change.
Well, he's doing it so publicly. He's asking for it. It's like
Amen.
you want us to, you're on TV saying these stupid, mean things, and you want us to be like, well, let's be understanding. No, absolutely not. If you don't want haters, get off TV.
Yeah, yeah.
Jeez, he just sucks. I don't know.
Anyway, dang it. It was such a good episode with
It
so
was good.
much.
I know.
So much to talk
Yeah.
about. We could go on and on. We could go for
I could probably
another
go for
2 hours.
hours, but
yeah, no, we did good today.
we'll do this
Keep it
episode.
short, so
Yeah.
we're-
please like, subscribe, comment if you guys have any, again, recommendations, or we'd love to just discuss the episode in the comments as well.
Anything you would like us to discuss from a mother-daughter perspective, like obviously with this
Yeah.
situation.
I know, it's so funny.
I am definitely a paper.
Yeah.
I love the feel of paper. and I'm very picky about my pens.
I love a good pen.
Oh yeah, this is, I mean, I think,
Yeah.
let me see, this is yours. This is an okay pen, but at work I have my pens that
It's just okay. It's not the best.
it's okay.
Yeah.
I can
At least it's
accept
not a
this.
thick ballpoint.
Oh my gosh, I can't
I can't
with
with
it.
thick.
I won't. I'll throw the pen away. I will.
It
So
sucks.
anyway, so yeah, any questions, any thoughts? We're here for the.
We
this
wanna
is just
chat.
fun for us. Yeah,
We would
this
love
is
to
fun.
chat.
So like, subscribe, and have a good week.
We'll see you next time.